Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Survival HQ here. So today I've got two videos for you. This is part one of my two-part series on two of the very common uses, methods, to purify water. First video here today is going to be on tinctured iodine. Stay tuned for my second video. It's on the household product Bleach. And these two items are very useful in both a survival scenario and a bug out bag. So anyways, let's get into today's video about tinctured iodine. So let me give you a disclaimer first, guys. I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional. So please, guys, I pass forth some knowledge that I've learned over the years. But please, you know, consult a physician, talk to a doctor, do your own research. Make sure you guys are comfortable and you know what you guys are getting yourselves into when you deal with any of these sort of, focus here, any sort of these products. Okay, guys? I don't want anything to happen to anyone. I want to have a clean conscience. I want everything to be fine. So anyways, let's talk about this tinctured iodine or iodine tinctured. So I picked this up at my local Rexall, as you can see here. Let's have it focus here. Yeah, I picked it up for $4.50 for this 50 milliliter bottle. So what is tinctured iodine? Well, tinctured iodine is a antiseptic. This one here is 2.5% iodine. Now, this is also called a weak iodine solution. That's what it's known as, a weak iodine solution. And basically what it is you can get iodine tinctures anywhere from 2 to 7% elemental iodine, along with potassium iodine or sodium iodine. Now, this they take the iodine and they dissolve in a mixture of either ethanol or water or alcohol. And what that does is, you know, iodine is not soluble in water, but it will dissolve in any of those other three methods, ethanol, water, or alcohol. So once it dissolves into those three items, or those three liquids, I should say, then those three liquids are able to be added to water, and therefore it becomes water soluble after that. So basically a tinctured solution is characterized by the presence of alcohol. That's the name. That's the point of a tincture. Let's talk about a few issues with iodine tincture. It's light sensitive, hence the dark coated bottles, guys, or the dark coated dropper bottles here. It's light sensitive. It will degrade with UV rays. So these dark bottles help prolong its shelf life. Shelf life, it's recommended 2 to 3 years. It does an expiration date 2 to 3 years. It will last a lot longer after that for medicinal purposes. But when it comes for purifying water, you don't want to push it past the 2 or 3 years, because then you're not sure the ratio, once the iodine degrades, you're not sure the ratio of iodine tincture to water when it comes to purifying your water. If you're off, and then your water might not necessarily be 100% purified. So you don't want to mess with that. It's okay medicinally, but it's not okay to be worrying about purifying your water. So how does it purify your water? Well, it kills the bacteria and giardia. Those are the two things it kills most common, is bacteria and giardia. Now, one thing to note is it does not kill cryptosporidium. I mean, it will kill bacteria 100%, it will kill giardia 100%, but does not kill cryptosporidium 100%. So that's one thing to note. Understand that bacteria and giardia are the two big ones, because giardia is what's going to give you diarrhea, vomiting, dehydration. That's a really bad thing. You don't want any part of that. Cryptosporidium takes a little bit longer to kick in. It's not good. It's not like I want to make it seem like it's no problem, but definitely this kills bacteria and giardia. The number 2 items it kills. So the top 2 things you want dead when it comes to a survival situation or a bug out situation. So let's talk about purifying the water. So this is how it works. So the rule of thumb is 5 drops of tinctured iodine per quarter liter when the water is clear. Now, it doesn't have to be crystal clear. It can have some sediment in it. But when it's clear water, it's 5 drops per quart or liter. If the water is cloudy or dark or got a little bit of a tint to it, or less clean, I guess we'll say, it's 8 to 10 drops. So clear water 5, cloudy 10 drops. What you do is you put it in. It'll turn your water, this solution iodine's a little bit brownish. So it's going to turn your water to a little bit of a tint to it. give it a shake in your water bottle or your container, and let it sit for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, it's gonna have totally purified your water. So how you know for sure your water is completely safe to drink is the bad iodine flavor. So listen, it's going to taste bad. That's one thing about iodine in your water. It's not going to taste the best. You can purchase other bottles to come with the iodine. This is a medicinal bottle. This is a bottle that I bought at my local Rexall. It's not in a survival kit. You'll often see them sold in 2 bottles. One is the iodine, and the second bottle will be something to remove the harsh flavor from the water once the iodine's in it. I don't carry those 2 bottles. I mean, I've got other methods to flavor the water. I'll explain that to you in a minute. So that's what they do. You have the 2 bottles. Iodine, when it tastes bad, you know it's okay. So that's a good way to look at it. Now, here's what I do to fix the flavor. I carry 2 of these bottles, one in each of my wife's bag and my bag, of water flavors. Now, these are simply used for, you know, your water bottles, your water bottles, as I can't speak, your water bottles. And I use them in my bag just to flavor any, like, yucky tasting waters I'm going to come across, anything that if it's filtered or not filtered doesn't have the best taste. This brings a couple drops of this will kill some of the bad flavor of this, and it'll make your water a little bit more tastier to drink. Now, one thing to note about this, don't add this to the water before you add the tinctured iodine, because what it's going to do is it's going to bind. These flavors are going to bind to the iodine and render it ineffective. So you want to purify your water first, then add the flavoring to try to tone down the absolute horrible flavor. So that's a key factor, because that will totally, you know, screw up the whole process here and make it, you know, useless, and you're not going to do anything for you. So that's the whole key to this tinctured iodine for purifying water. I carry it. You can carry it in these dropper bottles. They don't cost a lot of money. You can carry it. You can get some bottles that do have the dropper bottle lid. And then carry this, label it tinctured iodine, and take this in your bug out bag, a couple drops. I mean, this is a 30 milliliter bottle. Now, 30 milliliters is enough for thousands and thousands of liters of water to be purified. So, I mean, a little bottle like this goes a long way, both iodine and bleach. When I get to it again in my second video, check that one out, like I said before. Those are some of the 2 most potent methods to clean water. This little bit goes a very long way. So let's move this over to the side here. Let's talk about the medicinal uses of this iodine. So this is really what makes iodine fantastic. Not only is it inexpensive, not only can you purify your water, but it has an absolute ton of medicinal uses. This has been around since the turn of the century, 1900. You see it everywhere. You watch TV when you go in for surgery. It's that brown liquid they rub on your skin all around the wound before they do surgery or before they have to repair a cut or a scrape. Kills all the bacteria within 15 seconds around that area. Dead as a doornail. Absolutely. So that's what it started from. You know, that's why they started to use it. I mean, it is necessary in our body. Our body does require iodine as a natural element to survive. You can get iodine deficiency as well, and you can take supplements. But absolutely, this is necessary in our body. Therefore, it is okay in our body with the correct dosage. It does, you know, list on the bottle poisonous, because they do want you to understand if you down this bottle, if you take too much of it, it is poisonous. I mean, iodine is something we need, but if you overdose, it is a problem. It can kill you. It can hurt you. Just like many things in life. I mean, lead and all these different chemicals, all these different things. Sorry, not lead. A lot of heavy minerals is needed in our body, but in moderation, or it can be a problem. So that's the thing to understand about medicinal uses for this. So, like I said, it kills all the germs and cuts, germs around cuts and scrapes. That's its first use. Second use you might not know of is it removes moles. So if you have a mole, tinctured iodine, put a drop. It'll slowly remove the mole. It's great for that as well. You can, once you put it in liquid and it becomes water soluble, you can drink it, and it helps relieve vomiting. So if you're very nauseous and you're very sick, you're feeling gross, you can use tinctured iodine to help relieve vomiting. So that's really interesting, especially in a bug out situation. You haven't eaten well. You've eaten a lot of questionable things. You're not feeling the best. You're moving a lot. You're getting motion sickness. Whatever it is, iodine helps relieve vomiting. It makes you want to puke less. Simply put, you're going to feel a little bit more stable, a little bit better stomach wise. It boosts metabolism. So it's gonna, a couple drops of tinctured iodine. It's gonna make you digest things better. You're gonna be hungrier. It's gonna get you in a nice vegetative state when it comes to like requiring to eat, to get energy. It's a really good way to boost your metabolism. You're gonna feel hungry. You're gonna feel like you want to eat, and that's a necessary thing. I mean, a lot of times you can be hungry and be like, I don't want to eat. This helps boost your metabolism and helps get you churning those calories and make you feel better. So that's another good item. It's a fungal, and it helps. It's very antifungal. Now it absolutely kills fungi as well. And what I mean by that is if you have a toe infection or a toenail infection or just around your cuticles or anywhere you suspect you have a fungal infection, especially on your feet, it absolutely will kill over time fungal infections, in particular around your feet. And it does promote nail growth both on your hands and your toes. So if you're walking a long ways in a bug out situation, your feet are getting funky, this is going to help kill fungal infections and definitely help with any toenail issues you're going to have, because over time your feet are going to get beaten up and your toenail, nothing's worse than a bad toenail, or it's bad. It can debilitate you. So this is antifungal. It can help with fungal infections. Skin issues, skin condition issues, any sort of rashes or any sort of acne or any sort of skin irritants. Tinctured iodine helps well to that. Not only does it dry out the area, but over time it's going to heal that area. It's going to make it, you're going to itch it less, which is going to lead to less swelling, which is going to make it go down over time, and the body's going to heal a lot faster. So it's it's great for that. Great method for skin irritants and conditions. Some things you might not know about tinctured iodine in general. It's an enhanced anti-cancer properties. It has enhanced anti-cancer properties. So yes, long term, people do take iodine supplements to help for cancer-related issues, for prevention. Long term, it's great for that. It does aid in long-term anti-cancer properties. That's great to know. It helps remove mercury from the body. So this is interesting. Mercury is very hard to get out of the body. I mean, it's one of those things that's once it's in your body, you eat it in tuna, you eat it in fish. It's just a question of how much, how long is it going to be in your body. And one of the few ways to get it out of your body is with iodine tinctured or tinctured iodine. So that's actually over time going to pull the mercury out of your body, which is fantastic. It's going to flush it out of your system, and it's going to lead to better health. It also removes halogens such as fluoride, lead, and bromide. So all these things are gross. You don't want any of this in your body, especially if you're out in a long-term scenario. This is bad stuff for you. It's going to wear your body down. It's going to pollute you. And this actually helps, believe it or not, pull that out of your body. So that's great to know. Great, interesting piece of information. What else does it do? Well, it cleans medical surfaces and utensils. If you got to stitch somebody up, you gotta, that's what it's meant for. That's what it started with, was in the surgery medical profession. So that's its bread and butter. It definitely sanitizes everything you need. You need to cut a wound out or dig into something in your hand. You got an infection or something, you need to get in there in a bug out situation, in the woods or whatever. You got to dig in there. That's great for that. That's going to sanitize that whole entire area, and it's going to sanitize the utensils. It's going to take care of everything. You can put it in a water bottle with a spray, or bottle with a sprayer, and you can actually start spraying it in the air on the lowest spray setting. And this is actually going to kill airborne bacteria. So as the water sprays down, it's going to fall through the air. It's going to pull and kill some of the bacteria in there. It's not going to kill it all, but it's definitely going to lead to a more sanitary area. So you have like a sick room, some family members are sick, or somebody's not feeling well. You spray down the room or the area with this tinctured iodine, in a spray bottle with water, and it's going to lead to a more sanitary, cleaner environment. Not 100%. I'm not guaranteeing anything here, guys, but it will lead to a cleaner area and long-term, hopefully lead to less illnesses, going on. So here's another thing you might not know about. It supports female productivity. So it helps with the ovaries. It helps health with that. And then even when you do become pregnant, it does aid in both the health of the mom and the baby. Now, you want to make sure you take the right iodine for that situation, and you have to take the right dosages. You don't want to get anyone sick here, guys. You need to have the right iodine for that. Please don't just go grab any iodine and start taking it if you're pregnant. You absolutely need the right one. Consult a physician. I don't want any problems happening here, guys. Make sure you 100% know your details for your situation on that. But that's an interesting piece of information I came across stuff. It strengthens the immune system, so it's going to give you a booster when it comes to actually combating some of these issues. It's not in the length along the lines of vitamin C. It's nowhere near that potent, but it does help strengthen your immune system as it flushes your system from all these horrible, items I told you about, the fluoride, the lead, the bromide, the mercury. It's going to allow your immune system to combat the more, the things it should be combating, the microorganisms, the bacteria. It's going to keep you, healthier in the long run that way. One thing that's really great for tinctured iodine, it's was used in both wars, World War I and World War II, and it improves overall oral health. Not only will it remove sores from your mouth and make them less painful, but if you do have a tooth removed or any sort of bleeding in your mouth, this will slow the bleeding of a recently removed tooth or a cut in your mouth. Or our mouths are very warm. They're very, not infested, but they're a very, very strong breeding area for bacteria. Yes, they're tough. A cut in your mouth can heal within 24 hours, 72 hours max. But this helps slow the immediate bleeding when it comes to any tooth issues you have. It also helps promote hair growth. So you can take this tinctured iodine, put it in a dropper, dilute it with a solution of water, and then drop it on your hair. And it does help promote hair growth. So, that's not necessarily important in a bug out situation or a bug out bag situation or something out in the wilderness, but that's just a piece of information to know about tinctured iodine as well. So let's get to the last two things I find interesting about this. So it can, non-medicinal reasons, or first non-medicinal reason, I guess, is can clean all food prep areas and food service areas. You can clean a piece of wood to make it sanitary so you can cut meat up on. It can clean containers. It can clean your kits. It can do a lot of those things. Iodine tincture solution is a great way to clean items that are going to be involved in food preparation. So that's something interesting to know as well. And my last thing that I want to talk about iodine tincture here is it's absorbed by your thyroid. Okay, now this absorbs directly into your thyroid, and it protects you from the radioactive iodine. So if there was, God forbid there be a nuclear fallout or some sort of nuclear situation, nuclear radiation everywhere, taking this tinctured iodine, be it beforehand or during, is actually going to help. It's going to get absorbed by your thyroid, and it's going to prevent, as much as it can, the radioactive iodines to be radioactive iodines isotopes to be absorbed into your thyroid, and you're going to get less sick from any radiation poisoning due to the fact that you have this iodine tincture here boosting your thyroid and making it more resilient when it comes to the radioactive iodines out there. If there was to be some sort of nuclear fallout or some sort of radioactive fallout from a nuclear power plant, Fukushima, or God forbid some sort of bomb or something crazy like that. But that's something that most people don't know about, especially when it comes to your thyroid. That's a piece of information this is very interesting. So this is a great piece of kit. You carry a small bottle like this or in a dropper like this in your bug out bag or in your kit or at home in your medical situations there. It's an absolute fantastic item, long shelf life. Even after 2 or 3 years, you don't want to use it for water anymore. You can use it for medical reasons, like I said. And for $4.50, this is an absolute staple for anyone who's looking for a very potent, heavy hitter when it comes to both purifying water and great medicinal aspects. So anyways, guys, like I said before, please please do your own research on iodine tinctures. I've given you some information to latch on to start to do your research with, but look it up. I want to make sure everyone's confident in what they're reading and what they understand. I don't want to take anyone's I don't want to cause anyone a problem, and I'm definitely not a doctor or am I a nurse or any physician. I just know what I read and I know what I learn and I know what I do and I know what I teach. So guys, again, please stay tuned to part 2 on Bleach. I'm looking forward to doing that one. It'll be up very shortly. Should be right after this one. And anyways, guys, as always, please like, share, and subscribe to my videos. And as always, guys, I'll be back again with another video as soon as I can. Take care.